and said, I cried by reason of mine affliction unto the Lord, and he heard me. Out of the belly of hell cried I, and thou heardest my voice. For thou hadst cast me into the deep, in the midst of the seas, and the floods compassed me about. All thy billows and thy waves passed over me. Jonah 2:3. When you find yourself swallowed by waves of doubt, surrounded by billows and floods, it is nothing but the furnace through which your own dream must pass to be born. Out of the belly of hell cried I. This is your own inner voice, insisting that your wish already exists. The deep is but the silent stillness of your imagination, and there you call upon the Lord, not as one distant, but as the very I am that animates your desire. He heard your voice because he is that persistent dreamer who will not turn back until the intendment of his mind is fulfilled. Your affliction is the proof of your intense wish, your cry the tone in which you clothe it with reality. The floods that compass you are not enemies but midwives of your becoming, drawing you into the depths where only one voice remains, you and your wish, inseparable. When all thy billows and waves passed over me, know that every seeming obstacle has merely heightened the conviction of your vision. Persist without deviation. In the belly of your trial, recognize that the word sent forth from your own mouth cannot return void. It is your dream, God's echo, urging you onward. As Jonah turned within, so must you turn inward, for the deliverance you seek is the self you have imagined. Your rescue from the deep is proof that the dream is real. Rise, then, from your own belief in limitation. The sea of consciousness parts at the command of your unwavering intent. You emerge, not by might or human effort, but through the simple act of persisting in the truth of your wish. Thus are you made in the image of your Father, perfect, holy, and victorious, bearing the express stamp of your own divine imagining. Out of the belly of hell cried I, points not to a volcano of external doom, but to your own subconscious core where unacknowledged fears and desires churn like tidal waves. The affliction is the painful tension between your current self-image and the higher state you long to inhabit. All thy billows and waves passed over me describes how unmastered emotion can seem to overwhelm you when you've lost sight of your true identity. At the moment Jonah truly cried, his inner word, the creative seed of imagination, was kindled, setting in motion the subtle mechanics of manifestation that carry us from longing through belief into fulfillment. First, a deep desire stirs within, a heartfelt wishing that awakens the soul. Then, consciousness naturally settles into the assumption that this wish has already been granted, and from that settled belief arises realization, the gentle answering of the inner word. To say that the Lord heard is simply to recognize the higher self's faithful response to our steadfast assumption. In this way, the very deep that once threatened to engulf the soul is transformed into the sacred womb from which new creation is born. This verse reveals that your imagination is God's voice in you, the mouth of creative power. When you speak, I believe, you are not a supplicant, but the source, wearing the garment of divine authority. Your persistent inner cry is the magnetic force that draws form from formlessness. Begin by settling into a quiet space and invoking in your mind the clearest sense of a deep desire. As you allow yourself to feel the absence of that longing, sense the same mounting pressure that Jonah endured beneath the crashing waves. Then turn your attention inward and give your wish a living voice, forming I am statements in the present tense, and speaking as if what you desire has already come to pass. Remain unwavering in this inner declaration, just as though you were immersed in a vivid dream, and resist any temptation to seek confirmation in external circumstances. Each day, return to this silent cry of your heart, persisting until the fervor of your emotion and the clarity of your imagination fuse into an unshakable conviction. By steadfastly dwelling in this imagined reality, living as though possessed by the certainty of your chosen outcome, the very depths that once felt like a place of torment will transform into a secret temple where your dream is born. In maintaining such devoted attention, you become an imitator of the divine, and the word you faithfully speak will never return void.